Good afternoon, day 31, and it's a stunning Saturday in Kirikiri, and we've spent a bit of it out at Russell. So I have some sad news. The little rosette on the front of the little baby cardi that I was pulling apart turned out to be knitted, and when I went to take it off, the whole thing just fell apart. So I've made a crocheted little circle out of the wool that the knitted rosette was made out of. And I told my mum the predicament that I'd found myself in, and she found these exciting books. Look, Granny Square book and crocheted baby clothes and 75 shells, corals and marine creatures. So maybe over the time we'll have a go at lots of different centres for our hugs. But for the moment we have a reconstituted little round centre that we'll start a hug with. Now, I just prepared this earlier so I could show you what I do with unpulling. Now, the first thing I do is I just unpull it, and I do that because after a number of times of trying to wind and unpull at the same time, I discovered that this is way easier. So as you can see, there's not very much wool in a little back of a baby cardi, so it won't take us very long at all. So I've got 4 little balls of wool out of the rest of it, and yeah, there we go. Now, because there's not much wool, I haven't bothered to wind it particularly specially at all, and so I've just created a little finger wind, but I wrap them around my 3 fingers and not too tight, so my fingers stay straight like this, because you can wrap wool too tight, and you also can wrap it too loose. Because it's been used in a garment before, if you wrap it too loose, you still have the crinkles of the previous garment, which isn't a problem really, but I don't know, I heard someone once complaining about crinkles in it, so I decided that I would basically go for this not loose and not tight method. So once it's fed on my fingers, I just put my 3 fingers on the other side and then roll again. So yeah, I mean, this way you don't get a middle, so you can't pull the wool from the middle, but it's not like it's a great big ball anyway. And that gives us our little ball. So basically, so this one is the one with the hole in it. I'm not sure how the hole came about, and it does appear that someone tried to mend the hole. So this little ball of wool will have a tie in the middle of it, So that end there, and finding the other end. Yeah. Right. Sometimes things don't go like you planned, and I've seen someone apply a pair of scissors at this point out of frustration. You could just put it down and come back to it later, or yeah, a little bit of patience and it'll work. So the really good thing about unpulling my work is I get my steps up. So it's not like I'm out there walking, but I'm out there using my arms, while I'm in here using my arms. And the same thing. Mind you, my Fitbit's charging, so no steps for me tonight. I leave reasonably long ends again, just because it's easier to cut them off later on than retying them anyway. Oh, there we go. That's the end of the baby wool. So a jacket, a singlet, and a hat, and we got a nice little amount, and the jacket ended up being doubled, so that's perfect because it gives me 4-ply wool. So there we go. So $20 worth of wool, maybe more. Actually, maybe quite a bit more, because good baby wool is reasonably expensive. Right, so angel wings. We are using Pearl Bay of Islands wool from the family farm, and I'm just really delighted and privileged to be able to add this into the hug. So it is looking amazing. Yeah. What I did this evening was I set my paintings up at the Pack House Market so that tomorrow I'm all ready to go with my paintings, and I'll just take my hugs and my mum's handwork, my sister's handwork, and it'll be a lovely day. Anyway, have a good evening on this beautiful Saturday evening. We're off to the movies. What movie are we going to see?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Good kung fu movie, right up my alley. Anyway, have a good evening. Sayonara, babes.